presidents, future speakers of the House of Representatives, members of state assemblies, actors, and entrepreneurs. They're also grooming cultural heritage keepers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the NYSC Youth Cultural Troupe. Can we have them for just 5 minutes in honor of our DG? Please, a round of applause for them as they come out. Thank you very much. We can take a breather and we'll be back afterwards. The NYSC Cultural Troupe. Let's do this with some dispatch, please, because time is of the essence. Hurry up. One. I'm counting your minutes already. 2, 3, 4. Action.
I greet you all, well-respected Nigerians. Today, members of NYSC National Troop are here to rejoice with you. And along with us, we came with our father, the DG, Director General of NYSC. Today, Activate Success International Foundation and National Youth Entrepreneurship and Empowerment Programme holding their summit today, and we are here to give what we can give. Thank you for everything you've done for Nigerians. Thank you for everything you've done for the core members. Thank you. If you are happy to be here, clap your hands. Let's have it. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. If you're happy to be here, clap your hands. Clap your hands. If you're happy to be here, clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands.
Thank you. Thank you very much. NYC Group, thank you so much. Thank you. Otto, Otito. Thank you very much.
Now, just a quick announcement. All of you that just did this performance, please can you come? Did you take a picture with you quickly? 20 seconds. Did you take a picture with you? 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So I can just arrange so DJ can join you. Arrange quickly. DJ will join you. DJ and Love will join you. Now, let me just say this quickly. All of you that did this dance performance, the DJ have asked me that all of you should write down your state code, that they are going to increase your allowance to 77,000. Okay, how much was it before? Okay, that's what you told me. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Thank you very much. Whilst we're on that, I'd like us to quickly flip to our social media handles. We're live. You can also take a selfie and post on social media platforms by at Activate Success Foundation, hashtag Yeep25, hashtag Activate Success Foundation, and hashtag ACIF at 10. Please, at this point in time, whilst to prepare the panelists for the second panel, would like to introduce to you a man who started actually with nothing and has built something on something. Today, he's a force to reckon with across the globe. He's been waiting. He's meant to have actually given us his keynote address, but unfortunately, he's not here physically with us. But just as the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives did, this man is also joining us virtually to delivering his keynote address. In order not to waste too much of our time, please, our keynote speaker at this auspicious occasion is Dr. Cosmos Maduka, Chairman, CEO, Coscharis Group of Companies. Please, let's welcome him with a round of applause for just 5 minutes. Dr. Cosmos Maduka, sir.
Unfortunately, if you are 35, 40, you've got to begin to find out that, some of the things that you think were important are not that important, and you need to buckle up because time is running out on you. And why did I say that? You can go and check. Statistics prove it. Google it. 86% of most successful people all became between this age limit I mentioned, between the age of 12, 15 to 28. Do they make it at 40? Do they make it at 50? Do they make it at 60? Do they make it at 70? Even 80? The answer is yes. But as time goes on, the chances are trimming down. So if 86% made it before 30, the rest of you who are from 35 up are taking a chance on the 14% that is left. So maybe those that are 30 to 40, another 5% of them will make it, 5% of it is taken by them. Then those that are 40 to 50 will take another 10% of what is left. So then it's left with only 4%. The 4% is what those that are 60 to 80 will struggle with. And that's why the founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken, at the age of 60-something, he had already written his suicide mission under a tree because everything he had tried in life failed, and he was about to commit suicide. But he had self-conversation, and that's one of the things I enjoy in my talking to you today, that you need to have self-conversation. Because life is not about what happened to you, but what happens to you. The way you process information is not about, what was going wrong in your life. Nobody is born. There are few people who are born into royalty, into family that are wealthy or that are born in a royal family. Those kind of people, frankly speaking, never regard money, wealth as a blessing because they were born into royalty, and it doesn't mean nothing to them as it means to the rest of us. But if you are not that opportune, you have the capacity, power to change not just your fortune, but the fortune of your family, your community, and our country as a whole. So the power belongs to young people. I talk to young people passionately to stop looking outside, but to look inward, because you have an inherent capacity that you never believed in. Everything God had, he put in human being. Unfortunately, we never utilize it. Science told us that each one of us have 5 billion cells, 5 billion cells in our head. And science also proved that we never use more than 12% of it. Any of us that broke through to 15-18% of what is in our brain, that person is considered a genius. So you can wonder if we can get 20% or 25% what God put in us. Because he emptied himself. He didn't say, let me try. He was not making something similar. He was not making a monkey to look like him. It was, let me make a man in my own image. If you want to understand what image is, go and stand in the mirror and look at yourself and try to be clever. Whatever you do, that's what that image in the mirror does. It doesn't do anything. When I was a young boy, that's one of the things that fascinated me. When I saw me, I went to stand in the front of the mirror. I wanted to be too clever so that I wait for a moment so that that image, I would take him unaware. So I would touch my ear. I found out as fast as my hand is touching my ear, the image is touching his ear at the same time. But that's really how God wants us to operate, to connect with him. My story is way out of this world, and the reason why I want you to give me your undivided attention now is that many of us live a life of survival. Listen, you will survive with your instinct. You will survive by your instinct. But you will be wealthy by knowledge. You need knowledge. Don't live life of survival. Follow your instincts. You need to know. You need to understand so that you can put into practice the things that you know. I was born to one Peter Maduka and Rosemary Ibe. My father died when I was 4 years.
Thank you very much. Honestly, what we'll do with this, because it's quite lengthy and it is something you can learn from, we'll be able to scale this up to a level where they can send to your emails. I'm sure you registered whilst you were coming in. These materials will be uploaded on your emails so you can listen to this recording of the chairman, CEO of Kostaris Group of Companies. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a man who is renowned billionaire, entrepreneur, and chairman of Kostaris Group. And Kostaris is the exclusive distributor of premium automobile brands in Nigeria, including BMW, Rolls-Royce, Jaguar, Range Rover, and Ford, respectively. Please, let's put our hands together for him. We'll be able to send this to your emails later on. But for time, for want of time, we'd like to quickly just do this. We'd like to welcome very quickly the presence of Mrs. Ifeyinwa Ndibe, representing the President of Police Officers' Wives Association, Dr. Mrs. Elizabeth Egbetokun, the wife of the Inspector General of Police. Let's please give her a round of applause to welcome her. Thank you very much for joining us. And then I've also been told that recipients of all the grants were in partnership with the Nigerian Navy Microfinance Bank Limited. And so when you're done, after collecting your checks, please visit their desk, obtain this form, and fill it. We're also doing this for your safety. Cash is not going to be given because we never can tell. Some boys or women can decide to wale your side or convince you, come, let's go and eat pepper soup with your money. So as a result, we're not giving you cash, but you can visit the stand of the Nigerian Navy Microfinance Bank and do your registration. Please do that with some dispatch when we are done from here. Well, thank you very much.
So we go straight to our second set of panel discussion, and that will be the last panel discussion for today. And after that, we'll do one more, two things, and then we go straight to the final phase of the grants that will be given to the rest people. And we'll also do some live pitch in the hall to give out a few grants physically. Now to the panel discussion. We're going to be inviting a few panelists, just about 4 of them, and then we get our moderators to quickly also join, and then we go straight to that panel discussion. First, I'd like to invite on stage Mr. Seyi Adekunle, popularly known as Vodi. He is a graduate of geology in university. Okay, I stood up before I even said you should come. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, can you help me specially welcome on stage a man who started fashion as a passion, but he has grown it to a source of inspiration to every young Nigerian. He has built Vodi Tailors as one of the biggest fashion empire in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, help me welcome Mr. Seyi Adekunle, OON, and of course, MD CEO of Vodi Tailors. You're welcome, sir.
Vodi, please put your hands together for Vodi. Let me then bring my brother to the stage. He's a man that has won awards, encomiums, and laurels across Africa for speaking for the youths of Nigeria and fearlessly, audaciously speaking to power without mincing words. He has won the hearts of very many presidents of Africa, and he's here with us. It was just that initiative of his that pushed him to becoming the man who was able to garner the support of President Buhari, accenting to Not Too Young to Wrong bill. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming very vocal man, Samson Itodo.
The next man to join the panel, ladies and gentlemen, from living in one-bedroom apartment with his parents when he was posted to Abuja as a core member. He has traveled from that to selling of detergents and sugar and cassava flakes as a young boy to support his family. Today, he is an inspiration. As a CEO of Crown Luxury Properties, he leads a multinational real estate company that specializes in luxury properties at very affordable prices. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to introduce to join the panel, Amos Badawole. Please can we put our hands together for him?
And the next person I want to invite to the podium is a man who himself is a visionary entrepreneur, a vocal youth advocate, and the chief executive officer of Minds and Lines, a multidisciplinary company rooted in architecture, construction, hospitality, agriculture, and media. From leading the design of iconic structures to founding Letoha restaurant chain, Batoha hotels, and producing digital content like the acclaimed Yawa skits, architect Iwodi has used creativity as a tool for economic impact. Ladies and gentlemen, today he champions youth entrepreneurship across the length of Africa. Please join me in welcoming architect Ape Harrison Iwodi, CEO Minds and Lines, as he joins them.
Let me invite to help moderate this session, and I'm sure they will do it as quick as possible. First, I'd like to invite the very special, very talented, our own Uti Nwachukwu. Please can we put our hands together? He did a very good job at the first tenor, and we have brought him back for a second tenor in this moderation. And to also join him.
And to also join him, ladies and gentlemen, to moderate this very special session at this event is a woman that loves to love. A woman that loves without minding what color, what skin, what creed, or what language you speak. A woman that has donated and specially given her time to developing entrepreneurs in Nigeria. The founder of Activate Success International Foundation, Love Idoko Uloko, and she has dedicated over a decade to empowering young people with skills and knowledge necessary to succeed. And through her impactful work with the Activating Success television show, she has hosted successful entrepreneurs, public speakers, motivational speakers, and leaders from all walks of life. She has touched millions of lives across Nigeria and is still in the business of touching lives positively. Her efforts have earned her numerous awards and recognitions for youth development and social impact. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause for Love Idoko Uloko, founder of Activate Success International. And your time starts now. Moderators, you take your time. We have the mics with you?
Yes.
Okay, go with Uti has one, Love doesn't have, but we'll keep this one as a roving mic between the panelists, so you could move from one to another. Makes it a lot seamless. Thank you. Please another round of applause for all of them.
Uti, I was told that during your first tenor, you didn't keep to time. So they have asked me from National Assembly, I should humbly appeal to you that in your second tenor, that justice should be done to time. Can we clap for Uti one more time?
I think I spent about 20 minutes, which is what you gave me. And I hope that you would also take your advice, sirs. Using 10 minutes to introduce one person. Anyway, I joke. I'm back. Hi.
Okay, so, Uti, I think we'll start from here.
You want to start from there?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
we're so honored to have the CEO of Vodi Tailors here today. And please, can we all say happy birthday to Sheyi Vodi? He's turning 50 this week. Happy birthday!
Are we singing the chorus?
Okay, let's sing.
Happy birthday to you.
Where is Chris Ade?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Vodi. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Show off.
Thank you.
Okay, so very quickly, we want you to share your story. You have an inspiring story, very inspiring story. I remember the first time you went with us to the NYSC camp. That was about 8 or 9 years ago. You told us how you came to Abuja. You started by making shirts for bankers and all. And today you own a multi-billion naira business, you know?
Love it.
I saw your new building and I was like, It was amazing. It was incredible. Please share your story, your challenges.
You saw my new building, you thought, could this have come from tailoring? Am I right?
So we want you to share your story. Tell us your story, tell us your challenges, and inspire us this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Madam Love. Thank you for putting such a great event together. Now, I am talking to young people that, if I understand very well, most of them are currently serving. I served in the year 2000, and I completed my service in 2001, July 8 to be precise, 24 years ago. Immediately after, during service, I thought I would end up as a banker. By the way, I studied geology on my first degree. The story of second degree is a long one. I'd applied, I'd gotten admission in Footmina. On my way, and someone called that they wanted to make shirts. And I drove from the bus, and I joined the next bus coming back to Abuja to go and attend to them. That was the end of the ambition of owning a master's degree. Now, once I started, I got my first 2 tailors. So this experience, I love to share it with young people. So my first 2 tailors, I will come to, then it was in Gwagwalada. We had a shop. If you saw on Instagram, the shop I took my children to, that was the very first shop. And the annual rent for that shop was 30,000 naira, which someone stood out shorty for me to pay 2 times. Paid 15,000, then the second 15,000, I was given a few weeks later to complete it. So in that shop, I had 2 tailors by name David and Johnson. They were the tailors I brought from Aba, having served in 2001. During my NYC year, I was serving in Akwa Ibom State in a local government called Etinan. So from Etinan local government, on the day they normally give free day on Thursday, that you just gather, and then after then you don't, like a CDS, a free day. So I would take that day to go to Aba, and then from there I met those 2 guys, and then we became friends, and they agreed to come to Abuja with me. But what happened on a particular day, that's 2 years after, I was 27 years then, in 2003, I'd come to town. This is where we call town, Wuse Garki, from Gwagwalada then. And I'd come to scout for jobs. Normally, I would scout for jobs. I would go back to give them to produce. So on this fateful day, I go back, and they packed their things and left for Aba. I didn't meet anybody in the shop. That singular moment redefined my life. I sat in the shop, I wept, and I thought it was over. And now the danger is when you are writing your CV, you want to get a job, they say you shouldn't be more than 27 years, if I remember then. You can't be more than, and I was 27 already. So I can't go forward, no place to go back, because I relied solely on them. And one of our speakers, I think the honorable ministers, talked about skills, that with your degree, and if you walk out of this room, if they take your degree away from you, what will be left? He was talking to me then. There was nothing, because I relied solely on them. And I went home. And the following day, I woke up, and 3 things came to my mind on that day. I resolved that I was going to continue. And when I get the next set of tailors, I was going to learn on the job. Because the first 2 tailors, I relied solely on them. I didn't learn. So I wasn't going to recruit. I wasn't going to buy. I had 2 machines. I had some money with me. And I said I bought 8 other machines. Now I had 10 machines. With the anticipation for growth, that there's no way 10 tailors will leave me at the same time. So that was the lesson I brought forward from that particular incident. And that was how I started. And this, on the second chance I had to learn cutting, pattern drafting, sketching. So I learned everything. Should the tailors decide to leave next time, I already understood the business. So that was what I did. I learned on the job. Then, fast forward from the story I just told you to what we have right now existing. What happened? Now, since that time, I decided to grow at every given chance opportunity I had. Now, is he a tailor? Yes, that's what I have done all my years. Has he done other businesses apart from tailoring? I didn't know I was into real estate until we finished building this project and someone told me, you are also into real estate. So every other thing we've done is fashion. There are a lot of opportunities that lies in within any business ventures you find yourself, if you can sit down and look at it part-time, critically. Now, from that story, we've been able to serve presidents of Africa. I mean, we have president of Sierra Leone, Guinea-Conakry, Liberia, amongst other presidents that till date we attend to. Because one thing I discovered is the way our movies are being viewed across the world, the way a Burna Boy, a Rema in the music industry will be paid $1 million or $2 million to perform. I thought as much that in fashion business, by the way, some of the richest people in the world are fashion entrepreneurs. I mean, if you check from the what some of them accumulated even last year, you check that like Louis Vuitton now did over 95 billion in terms of revenue. So there are a lot of potential. Now we talk about idea. This morning when I stepped out, the first person that saw me, Dami here, looked at me and said, what you're wearing is nice. I said, yes, it's beautiful, I know. But to some, they may make a boxer short out of it. Mm-hmm. From this fabric I'm wearing, if you make a boxer short out of it, you still sell, but it depends on how much they will buy a boxer short from you. You could make a pouch, a bag from it. You could use it to make a pillowcase. You could use it to make a bed sheet. But a Gucci can still pick it to make a jacket and put $2,000 on the same fabric. So it depends on how you see it and where it starts from you. Like Madame from Nestle said, you can define success by yourself. Then I define success by the standard I wanted to set. And one other thing before I stop is you must try to put a structure. And the structure starts from you. You must be disciplined. You must have integrity. For 24 years, I have never been reported to police station. This tailor did not deliver. So you must be committed. Now, there are times a lot of people will say, it's time for you to join politics. And I will tell them, I wasn't called to join politics. This is my calling, and I understood it. I'm going to stay at it. And positioning is very key too. I was in Gwagwalada. I discovered that a lot of people were finding it difficult to come to Gwagwalada to patronize me. So I knew the rich people are the ones that will pay me premium because they are used to patronizing the big brands. It's easy for them to call a shoe for $2,000 and they will buy. So I don't need to bill them $2,000, but I could do something nice, good stitches, good structure, and then put a premium on it, and then they will still buy. So hence, I took the first shop in Wusetu to make it easy, to make it accessible to those that have the manpower to patronize my products. And at that point, for a rich man or someone that is well, doesn't have the time. From the time Mr. President asks you to come and take his measurement, probably he has 30 minutes or... So I can't be coming from Madala or Gwagwalada to come and say, by the time I get there, we'll have other appointments. So you have to apply wisdom and you have to be very, very strategic. And knowledge, like my mentor mentioned, Dr. Maduka talked about strategy. You must be strategic in everything you do. So for me today, yes, we are one of the biggest by gross earning, but it didn't just fall. Now from that story of someone standing shorty for me to what we have today. And like I say humorously, you cannot build certain edifice, certain projects with a fraud money. It's not possible. You can use it to buy Lamborghini, you can use it to buy Rolls Royce, but you cannot build a structure. So it is possible. It's possible in my life. I have done it, and a lot of young people are doing it that you don't know. And if you go into the fashion world, you will see what Nigerians are doing. Sometimes when I'm traveling abroad, I see a couple of them going to other African countries too, because it is a land full of opportunity. They want to listen to our music. They want to watch our movie. They want to wear our clothes too, from their president down to their member of parliament. We service those people. When I say president, of course, it doesn't stop at the president. Even member of the cabinet of those countries we serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Okay, Uti.
That was very inspiring, very, very inspiring. And I love the fact that you touched on how you actually have been able to, garner all this success across the years. Because the very first thing you said was a lot of people will be like, now from fashion. But yeah, it's good to shine the light on it and for everyone out there to know that fashion is indeed very lucrative and it has global power. So thank you very much. And on to another man with a lot of global power, architect Ape Harrison Iwodi. So, sitting beside me here is, I call him a modern day legend and living icon because he's so versatile. And in a land where versatility is being frowned upon, I remember then they would say, jack of all trades, master of none. He's been able to dip his hands into architecture, agriculture, media, hospitality, you name it. I always talk about mindset. So growing up in a country like Nigeria, how are you able to shun that mindset, not be pressured by anybody to feel like I have to focus on one thing? Because it's easy for you to come here and say, oh yes, I said it. No, but there is a thought process. Like, I think it was, we listened to someone on screen and the person said self-conversation. I think it was the MD Kosjaris, right? So what was the self-conversation like before you started to indulge in all these or put your hands in all these things?
Thank you. I think the first inspiration will come from nature. I think that nature doesn't design anyone to be one thing. By default, I am a son. By default, I'm a husband. By default, I'm a father. By default, I'm a friend and maybe an enemy. So basically, every single person has to be more than one thing every single day. And it's possible to stretch ourselves across different streams of income. However, the danger of that is that you can't have several streams of income without a main stream of income. One of the things that Oga Vodi has said just now, very profound, is that he has the fashion as his primary stream of income. But there are many things he does. He doesn't have the time to share them. He sells different things, fabrics. There are many value chain within his brand. So in a way, you can say he's doing many things within fashion, but he's not doing just one thing. And I think that that level of focus is required to find your core, and from your core, diversify into other streams of value chains that can feed your dreams. So my first inspiration for doing the things that we do is from nature, because nature makes room to be more than one thing every single time. And young people sometimes confuse that for trying too many things and trying to be master of too many things. So my advice would be, find your mainstream, find your core. It could be fashion, it could be music, it could be anything. It could be architecture, it could be medicine. Find your main core. And then from your main core, once you are focused on it long enough, you can digress into other streams of income. Don't begin by trying to find many streams of income. Find the main stream of income. And hopefully, the main stream of income will feed the many streams of income. In other cases, when you look at many streams of income, you will discover what should be your main stream of income. But focus on your core. If your core is education, you are designed to be a lecturer, stay there. From there, you may write books. You may invent other things in medicine, just from staying as a lecturer. So from one thing, you can digress into multiple value chains. Thank you.
Wow.
That was inspiring, truly inspiring. So before I go back to love, definitely there has definitely been some, roadblocks, speed bumps, and what you may call it. What are some of those moments, and what is the mindset and self-conversation you had to go through to be able to scale them?